Thanks a lot. Thanks for the presentation. I'm very happy that you're all here and are interested in the idea. I'm Schwannecke. As my predecessor just said, thanks to Professor Conradi for having invited me to talk about crowdfunding, crowdinvesting, crowdsourcing. The reason why I speak about this subject is that during the last 8 months we created a crowd investment platform for the tourism branch, tourism sector, and right in time for the ITB we could roll out, so to speak, this platform. It has created some interest. For those amongst you who have not dealt with crowdfunding and crowd investment, I would first of all like to explain to you what it is and how it can be used for the tourism and leisure industry, and what possibilities we have to put into practice crowdfunding on our platform. To do so, I have brought this diagram here showing you what is crowdfunding. It is an English notion. The first platforms came from the US. If you would translate that into German, it would be something like investment by the people. This is exactly what it is. A large number of people invest into a project just to start up this project. If it is a business in growth, this business can grow thanks to the crowdfunding. You can invest with very small amounts via this platform. It can be as little as €250. You would be a micro investor. You invest into this company, and then you would get a contract as a proof of your participation. And as such, you would also participate in the development of the company and the profits of the company, and will get a dividend after a certain time at the end of the investment. And then the money will get back to the investor, and he will participate in the profit. Maybe he would even get a little bit more at the end of the retention period. So it is simply a possibility to acquire funds for any form of companies. But it is even more than this. The investors, if, for example, the investor has only invested €250, he would not particularly think of the dividend. Even if it is 10%, it would be 8 times more than what you get at a bank. But at the end of the year, it will not be very much. So there is another reason why investors do it, and this is enthusiasm. People are enthusiastic about the company and want to help to get started the enterprise. This is a common feature of crowdfunding. It has several positive effects for the company itself. First of all, investors can also be providers of ideas. So it's not only B2C ideas, but investors can also be attracted in the B2B sector, for example, for launching a product on the market with their own customer circles, customer groups, for example, if it is in travel technology, in media, and so on, where they would have contacts. A second point, customers can become lifetime customers. They invest because they like the lifetime of the product. Maybe they want to use the product, and the company would offer benefits. For example, you could use the product during your whole life for 10% less, and these lifetime rebates will also lead to lifetime customers. This is a positive effect. And the third effect is that those who invest, even if they have invested a little amount only, this person will be very enthusiastic about the company, and they will also transport this enthusiasm to other customers. So this is the essence of crowdfunding. Crowdfunding is a relatively new phenomenon. Here, a curve concerning the development in time. In 2009, it was almost unknown. You see here the headlines of Google Trends, crowdfunding over time. Of course, we already knew participations in investments, but doing that via a platform, via a very simple technical tool, this is something that is relatively new. The first were created in America in 2009, 2011, the first in Germany. The real interest started at a larger scale in 2011. Now we have come to a certain halt, a point of stagnation. This is because the volume was limited. It's about 100,000 euro. Seems to be the limit, so it is first of all appropriate for startups, and then because of this we could see a rise even in 2013. There is more to come, there is more potential. Here you see the project funding via crowdfunding in blue. The speaker says in blue for Germany, but it seems to be in red. So it was 100,000 in 2011 for startups. In 2012, we already reached the 250,000 euro mark because they only offered certain forms of participation. And with new forms of participation, we can get higher amounts than with dormant equity holding. So in Germany in 2013, you can see it's 500,000. Higher volumes will be possible, higher amounts will be possible. And you can see that when you look at the US in blue, we have even cut the pillar because it would go even much higher. The highest amount in the US was 10 million euro. So there is still some leeway, not only concerning the amounts, but also more possibilities for using the investment in crowdfunding, not only for startups. Here you see how we use crowd investing and how we put into practice at Powerful Project the crowd financing. It's rather complex because we have to take into account the technical side, but also the legal side. The money arriving gets to, first of all, to an account, a trustee account, trust account. It is supervised by a German authority, and then afterwards the investors get at once a participation agreement with his name on it. So the money will be redistributed at once. I do not want to get too much into detail. Here you can see the situation from the investor's point of view. From the investor's point of view, it is very simple, and that is what attracts investors. It's rather attracting for investors. People get enthusiastic about a certain project concerning its profit expectations, its objectives, and then with a click you can invest, and you get the participation agreement at once, as I just said, and you participate. And then after a certain time, you get the dividend automatically, you get the business report, and you participate in the company's development. It is a rather complex process, and to better implement that, we choose some partners. First of all, an enterprise from Dresden, Calypso. From the technical side, they implement our projects. They have done that for wind energy, for banks, and now also with us, with Powerful Projects for the tourism and travel sector. They have already more than 10,000 crowd investors. We participate of that, but also from their technical know-how. Then there is also a legal consultancy firm for the participation agreements, for example. How much time have I left? Only 2 minutes. Well, within 2 minutes, I would like to show you what different forms of projects can be funded by crowdfunding. Not only startups, as already said, but also one other advantage is to be really in contact with your investors and to get well placed on the market. Powerful Project has already a network where we can really get into contact with our customers on a B2B basis. And we are in contact not only with people who want to invest, but also with those who want to attract attention, because we also want to attract investors from private equity, venture capital, and so on. We want to attract the attention on these projects so that these can be seen in the first place as a target for crowdfunding. For example, we have a project of a sort of a party for a city district, for a neighborhood, that people want to get into contact with the population, but also try to get people committed, try to make people participate in the organization. You can also get a participation in our company, because we have to, of course, pay our everyday expenditures, but also because we have some partners from the tourist and travel branch who, with their expert knowledge, with their expert skills, cooperate with us. And from 250 euros on, we want to attract these people to cooperate with them. So it is something like a marketing kick to launch this project for the tourism branch. At 4:30 this afternoon, we will present this also at the eTravel World booth, together with the Association of Internet Travel, Verband Internet Reiseindustrie, presenting the most innovative and also well-established companies in the tourism sector. They have created an award. So you can invest in these different projects by investing in our company. Thank you very much. Christian Schwannecke from Power4 Projects. Thank you very much.